Welcome back to the Will Is Podcast. How you guys doing this Sunday? Yeah, I'm back, Dolo. We here. We are in the building. But hey, check it out. Today's show, the WIP. What is your fear? Show. You know I'm gonna hit you with some WIP moments, but first of all, I want to get some jazzy tunes playing. I feel kind of lively. I feel refreshed. I feel good about myself today. You know what I'm saying? Later on, we're going to do another show with Dr. AE that'll complete our series if he's available. We'll check him out later on. But check this out right now. What is your fear? Yeah, let's get some music playing. You know what I'm talking about? Check me out. Let's get a little something playing. Kind of want to be in some, maybe some hip hop. See what they got. Sometimes they have weak selections, and sometimes the selections be dope. So, weak. Yeah, I'm fucking with that. I like that. I'm good with that. So check it out. First off, first whip moment. Why do we fear? We fear because well, people are always in fear of the unknown. So it's something that you don't know. That's particularly why you have your specific fears. Either you don't want to know, don't care to know, or don't wish to know. You rather accept your fear. It's more suiting for you. Is it because you fear that you are inferior to what you would find out? Most likely. There are a lot of people that, first of all, they only want to live in bliss, comfort, only want what's appeasing to them. It makes you very soft, fragile. That means you're fragile with your emotions. You're fragile with your relationships. You can only deal with people that you see. You can only treat them the way you want to. But as soon as someone treat you the way you feel like treating someone, or way you want to treat someone that day, depending on what side of the bed you woke up on, yeah, you want to give them the blues. But as soon as you don't consider the side of the bed they woke up on, and you get the blues back, you can't claim the victim. You just have to deal with your fear. Hey, that's hard for some people, man. It's hard to accept that you are not superior. It's hard to accept that you're not as dominant as you think. It's hard to accept or even formulate the fact that you've been lied to your whole entire life, or you've been coddled your whole entire life, if you've never seen the real world only from your perspective, your little short-sighted view with no periphery. It's funny how the world can be fixed in your favor and you're still unhappy. That goes for anybody. Any person, any being, any person that's privileged And not all people that have privilege or have had privilege didn't treat life as such. You know what they learn to do? Let me tell you. They learn how to overcome their fears, dealing with people, and even in social settings. They learn how to get more adept to culture, multiple cultures, makes you more appreciative. Anyway, enough of that. But that's why people fear. They just don't want to. I don't want to. It's like sad. If you think about it, it's pretty sad. Gotta fix something real quick. Gotta take care of something. Give me a second. Alright. Anyway, check me out. Check me out. Next WIP moment. Alright, cool. Almost cool. Alright. Next WIP moment. Why is fear necessary? Well, that depends on your development. Let's start there. It depends on where you are in life. A child will always, basically have fear because there's so many things that a child has to learn from their parents. So a child is simply dependent on their parent. So without their parent, they're naturally going to have what you call some form of fear. But some kids are raised differently. Some kids are raised to be extremely independent from birth simply because some cultures know that the earth terrain is harsh. Some cultures grow up very rugged and harsh. If you think about the dynamics of how rugged and individualistic and harsh we grow up here in the United States, some cultures grow up with far less and have way more unity. Why? Because they appreciate family and they understand the fact that you need a family unit to do one thing. What's that, Danny D? Raise your children. We need to police ourselves as a culture. So communities that know each other, that deal with each other, that commune with each other, and fellowship with each other, create a family unit and structure. But those that stay fearful of their neighbor, won't try to love thy neighbor, won't even wave or say hi to thy neighbor. That's poor piss. And you got a lot of people claiming they have a religion. I will not just single you know who else, but they all act the same. They only commune with their groups and their silos, and they talk about others because they are in fear or are in a disillusioned state to where they feel like they are the best when you are a petty, pathetic whisperer. A pathetic, petty whisperer, meaning you talk behind people's backs. You tell and say things that are only perceptions and deceptions, things that are just not true. Also, things that you heard, you repeat. That's fucking terrible. You should never repeat things that you hear. You should do your research. You should confirm or at least verify. Those are called tools that you should always use that you have. But when you don't use the tools that you have, that makes you lazy. Yeah. Makes you a nasty person too. Bet you don't even clean your house. You're filthy. That's why your kids probably spit in your water and your drinks that they make you because you're pathetic. That's why, you're not respected because you tell petty lies. You feel like fear is necessary, so you instill fear into your children. Uh-oh. Got some commotion going on over here. Uh-oh. I got to change my music, y'all. Sorry about that. That was terrible. Yeah. Where was I? Yeah. Instilling fear into your children. See, again, that's lazy because you would rather instill fear for two reasons. One, you're lazy. And for two, you want to practice do as I say and not as I do. That's why you'd rather implement fear, whoop your kid's ass, beat the brakes off of them, and all of that jazz because you don't have the tools to teach them. You don't have the words. You don't have the verbiage. You don't have any humility. You don't even have any appreciation for how smart your child is because you're too busy beating them down. There's so many of you, especially nowadays, you mothers act just like Precious Mama. And so many of you young girls are shaking and showing your asses because your mamas wanted to raise you like Precious when you was cute. But she never even taught you how to wash your ass, so the streets is treating you real bad. She never taught you how to wash yourself. A man probably taught you how to wash your ass and how to clean yourself up because you was disgusting. Looked at you as a beautiful something, a beautiful girl, all that stuff. But when he saw how disgusting you eat with no manners, it's a horrible thing to ever see a woman eat like a dog. You damn near put her damn face in the plate like, yeah. You know, he's like, oh, what the fuck? God damn. You ain't supposed to eat the lobster and the meat. You supposed to, motherfucker, eat the shell too. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, some women, you don't ever want to date a woman because of how she look specifically. Bad idea. If she doesn't have manners and ethics, or at least know how to give you a good representative of herself, she's toxic and terrible. Why is that? Because she has no ethics and manners. She's a liar. And she'll tell you anything, just like she thinks that you will tell her anything to get at her. She'll tell you anything to make you feel that way while she giving you her musa. Well, y'all just, I'm telling you. Oh man, we're gonna get to those points later. But when you instill fear, you create a society of reprobates, non-discoverers, survivors, scavengers. That's all. You create scavengers. People that eat anything, believe anything, because they're not rooted. Your parents instilled fear and rugged society tactics in you because maybe they struggled with knowing who they were or knowing who they are still. Oh boy, some things are just ongoing. We have to discuss We have to have these hard conversations, people. We have to discuss what went wrong and how it went wrong. Instilling fear in your children is like shooting them up with trauma, like it's dope. They're going to be raised with a chaotic mindset, always defensive, like a dog or a cat, like an animal. Won't ever settle down because you've never settled their stomach. It's their second mind. 1, 2. If this hungry, this don't go. If this is always nervous, this is gonna short circuit. In school, then you calling them dumb, stupid, afflicted, using corrosive terms, literally petrifying your child with all of your lack thereof. Trauma. So you have a lack of skill sets is what I was trying to refer to, but you're showering your child with trauma and short-circuiting their development. See, the human body is amazing because luckily, if someone sees or recognizes you doing that, they will address you. And that's hard to do because some people, you can't tell them about you and their kids, you know what I'm saying? That ain't, but what if it was a family members, you know, they got this young rapper out here, B for Better from Mississippi, man. Shout out to B for Better. You know, with her, her debut song, you know, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's B for Better, you know, that thing she talking about, you know, how basically the song is just going into the hypocrisies in some parts of all communities. Y'all thought I was gonna say the black community. No, it's America. You have to understand this is a rooted situation. When you got an indigenous class of people that were at one point in time the purveyors of their land, our waterways were our highways. We knew every inch of this land. That's why there were so many rebellions. I love to keep that book close right here. That's why there were so many rebellions and revolts. So I will tell you, fear is perplexed. So why is fear necessary? Because it can keep you alive. Now that's what is necessary. The reason why fear is necessary because it keeps you alive, but it has to be put in check. You have to have fear and courage work together so you know when to overcome that fear. But fear is awareness. Like I told you, fear is very perplexed. But don't instill fear into your children because that's a traumatic form of awareness. Do I think parents should, kids should fear their parents? To a certain extent, I do. It's called respect. It's levels to everything. You don't ever want to go so far with your child that they don't want to talk to you, can't talk to you, refuse to talk to you, don't want to share with you, will lie to you. You did that. You cut some doors and you shut some shit off. You got to be aware of that. Yeah. So, but keep in mind, I'll say it again. Fear is very perplexed, but it is necessary. It can save your ass. All right. So that leads me to my next WIP moment. Why is courage necessary? Let's go back to that point. Courage is necessary because it has to have a relationship with your fear. It has to know when to stand up. It has to know when to react. It has to know when to. Courage is one of them characteristics that your subconscious has to say, okay, I know that this could go not the way I want to, but there's a percentage of a chance of me being successful. So I'm going to step out there and be successful and do it. If you're not like everybody else, or if you know you got some path forward, you got some vision, it's okay to have fear. But most importantly, practice courage and do it. Okay? My next WIP moment. Why overcome fear? The more you know about yourself, fear dissipates. Your awareness enhances. Your thought process differs. It widens. Your periphery enhances. Your foresight. You can see in front of your face with your eyes, but you're staring somewhere between 50 and 1,000 miles. Because you can, that's how good your vision is. But see, there's a thing, there's a phrase, be careful lest you fall. Never want to be too overconfident in nothing that you do. That's called arrogance. Everyone has fears because you don't know and you cannot dictate tomorrow, the next hour, the next 10 minutes, the next 5 minutes. You don't dictate that. You got good percentages, but you don't dictate shit. It's called universal order. That's where you want to fit in at. That way, the more you know about yourself, you can alleviate fear. Like I said, it's about awareness then. It's not about what you feel, because you know you're not in control and you have accepted the fact that you are not in control. But you are still you. And I'm gonna tell you something that you do have, that we all have: the will to do what we want. But be careful with that. You gotta have knowledge to do that too. You gotta have knowledge to do everything, Danny D. Hell yeah, you gotta have knowledge to do everything. Yes, you do. That's why you overcome fear. Because fear says don't procrastinate. No. Fear says procrastinate. Fear says, I'm not sure. Fear unsteadies you. Courage makes you do something about your situation. Stop being a coward. Because that's what cowards do. Allow their fears to defeat them over and over and over and over and over again. Cowards. Being cowardice. It's the lack of courage. Oh goodness. My next WIP moment. Should fear expire? Yeah. Or maybe not. I say everybody should keep a place of awareness at a very sensitive state. So if that's fear, I say keep it. It's helpful. It's a protection too. It makes you think critically. The more fear you have, the more you think to resolve that fear. Percentages, remember? So let's say you 80% sure, but you got 20% of that is doubt. Associate that doubt with fear. But you 80%, man, step out there. If you 60, step out there. If you 40, step out there. If you got about 1% of success, what do you have to lose? See, it's all percentage based. If you got the mindset to push forward, do the shit. 1% is just as great as 80% or 90% because there is a chance, there's a percentage that you can win. It's like playing the lottery, right? For sure. Absolutely it is. Yeah. It's called believing in you, believing in your family, believing what you got going on. Yeah, it's scary. But this is a percentage game. So yeah. Once again, fear is perplexed. Doesn't everything expire? No, it doesn't. That's the next WIP moment. Doesn't everything expire? No. It evolves, it changes, becomes something new. Anew. Yeah. Like a day. Every day there's noon. Straight up. I've been sitting on this show for a couple of days and I just wanted to go ahead and get it out and do it. And I want y'all to leave some comments. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know. What I would like you to do is share, subscribe, like, comment. Hit the like button, like you crazy. Don't forget to hit the like button, man. But check it out. That's the show tonight. Or today. Oh, this is daytime. It's always night in my office. I like it, nice and dim. You know what I'm saying? I got the lights on and stuff. I like it to look a certain type of way. The way I feel, the light within the darkness. Darkness, everybody. Shout out to T. Kirk. Anyway, they used to call me everybody's called darkness, everybody. Midnight. All you see is your teeth. Yeah, all the jokes. Yeah, man. Shockers. Yeah. Boy, I used to get ragged hard, but hey, I ain't had no damn feel. Anyway. No, we cool, man. Hey, check it out. Love the show. I will be doing maybe a couple of more shows today, but this is one I wanted to get out. So check it out. That's the show for today. Happy Sunday, people. I'll see you again in a little bit. But check it out. It's the favorite part. Come on. The will is yours. I check you guys out.